Joining us now is Kelly Sadler, former special assistant to President Trump, here to discuss. And Kelly, of course, a plot to kidnap the governor is a very serious one. But now come to find out the suspects, they don't like the president. They called him a tyrant in at least that one video. And somehow President Trump is to blame. How are you making sense of this?
Oh, it's all upside down. I mean, this was Donald Trump's FBI that foiled this plot. And so we have to give credit to the Trump administration for intervening. Also, the politicization of this is sickening by the Democrats, by the way. Joe Biden's most recent tweet is blaming President Trump for inciting this sort of violence, saying that when he tweeted "Liberate Michigan," it emboldened these anarchists. And that's what they are. They are anarchists. They want to get rid of our government. These are the same rioters and looters that we've seen in Portland, in Kenosha, all across America. And these folks are more so left-leaning Biden supporters than they are Trump supporters. But you'll never hear that from the mainstream media. Remember when Steve Scalise was shot right here in Alexandria on a baseball field by a radicalized Bernie Sanders supporter? The media did everything it could to take the politics out of that and the motivation of the shooter. But when the shoe's on the other foot, the Democrats will pounce if they think they can blame Trump for this.
And you really think of who, as you say, stop this plot from happening, right? The FBI, and I was reading state troopers also getting involved. I mean, this was really a chance for the governor to thank our brave men and women in law enforcement.
Yeah, but that's something that she'll never do. And it's something that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will never do. I mean, it's so irresponsible. Joe Biden is saying that he wants to restore the soul of this nation. Yet Kamala Harris on the debate stage on Wednesday night repeated the Charlottesville hoax that the president said there was fine people on both sides, cutting off the quote. And then Joe Biden retweets that. This is a lie that's been perpetrated by the media, a false narrative that they just keep wanting to push to divide our country further.
I want to talk to you again, staying in Michigan. The president had a few follow-up tweets to this one as well, but he's going on to tell the governor to open up your state, open up your schools, open up your churches. The idea that in still some states across this nation, there are shutdowns in place. Compare that and contrast that for me, if you will, between the president and Joe Biden and the platform that they're running on in regards to these shutdowns across our nation.
Well, the president very much wants the country to reopen again because that's how we're going to stimulate our economy. We know enough about this virus. We know how to be safe and responsible. And so people want to get their lives back on track. They want to get their small businesses back open. And there's ways that you can do that responsibly. Meanwhile, you have Joe Biden, who's saying that he wouldn't oppose another shutdown, which would absolutely devastate our economy. And the thing with what Joe Biden is saying is he's blaming the president for all of these job losses, for the unemployment numbers that have spiked after, the necessary shutdown this spring. And yet he's saying that his economic plan will be better. Well, you can't have any economic plan at all if you're going to shut down the economy. That's economic devastation.
Yeah, perhaps we would learn a little bit more about Joe Biden's policies and where he stands if we were to have him sit down and answer a few questions. Maybe at the debate, of course, that was the news of the day yesterday, the debate going virtual, the president not wanting to participate in that. Kelly, what would you say to that? Do you think he should sit down even if it is virtual?
I think the debate commission is a bunch of biased political operatives here in D.C. that are anti-Trump. You saw Mike Pence give a wonderful debate on Wednesday, and at 7:30 in the morning, the debate commission comes out without consulting either campaign, the Biden campaign or the Trump campaign, and says we're going to do this virtually. So I think the president was caught by surprise, and he was on, an interview at the time when that news broke, and he's like, no, I'm not going to waste my time. I do think there needs to be another debate. Both campaigns have agreed to October 22nd. The president might do a rally next week. Joe Biden will do a sit down with ABC, but I think there should be two debates, not just one remaining, and we'll see where that falls out. But the American public does need to see from both of these candidates again, so that there can be a contrast with the policies.
What's interesting, too, is we've learned that today, potentially Speaker Pelosi will be holding some sort of press briefing in regards to focusing on the 25th Amendment. Your thoughts on that? It seems as though, she's trying again to remove the president from office.
Nancy Pelosi needs to sit down with the White House and get the stimulus bill completed. There needs to be a skinny stimulus. It needs to be focused towards targeted industries like the airline industry. There needs to be checks. The president wants, more checks to go out to the American people that are hurting, that can't get back in their jobs and their businesses. And that's what the focus of the government should be, not this ludicrous 25th Amendment. I mean, it's just rubbish.
All right. We'll leave it at that. Kelly Sadler joining us live this morning. Kelly, thank you very much.
Thank you.